but what is colostrum? We all know that colostrum is the nature first food after a mammal given birth. And just like us, the first seed is our mother's colostrum. So same of calf, the first bite is not grass, but same for little monkey. They do not eat fruits or banana when they are born, but they drink their mother colostrum. That is where they build their immunity. Colostrum provide the nutrients needed for mammalians in milk building, tissue development, and activity energy. It contains many psychologically active ingredients in it. So what is all this nature unique colostrum characteristic? Next slide. So the human fetus can directly receive antibody from the mother. So when a female pregnant, the baby actually can directly receive antibody from the mother, from the placenta itself. So, and the immunity in the intestine already functional after the newborn. Means inside the mother wounds, the baby already building immunity. That's a reason why we always like to recommend AlphaLipid Lifeline to pregnant mother. But mammal is different. So mammals such as horse, cow, next one, cows, pig, sheep, and all this, they, because of the placenta obstruct the passage of antibody, their offspring must immediately suck colostrum within the first few days after birth. Then only they can gain immunity after the intestine has been absorbed the colostrum. They begin to build their immunity in the first few days. So that's why we say our baby cow need the first 5 liters of colostrum that is being given to the new image baby cow. So again, let's look at what is colostrum. What is the active ingredient in the colostrum? We all know that it's the growth factor and immune factor. So colostrum is available such as supplement. So we all consume either powder or pill in the market right now. So, but these two growth factor is very important. And why is it a new image colostrum? We try to contain these two factor in their most natural way. So let's look into detail of individual. So growth factor, it has considered 3 different kind of growth factor in the growth factor, in total growth factor. So like we have insulin-like growth factor, epidermal growth factor, and also transforming growth factor. So growth factor are tiny particles that promotes growth and mature tissue and cell. Again, it can also recognize and repair aging and damaged muscle, skin, bones, and cataract, and even nerve cell. So, okay, let's go into detail of the growth factor. Insulin-like growth factor is some type of IGF-1, actually is a cell growth and regeneration. They can work together in the body natural defense system to house and enhance health and well-being. The most abundant growth factor in bovine colostrum, mainly involved in the regulations of blood sugar and cholesterol. It can also promote cell differentiation, stimulate RNA and DNA repair and cell repair, and affect and functional performance of tissue shell and also differentiation, which can help anti-aging. That's why the more you drink, the younger you will become, right? So the next one is epidermal growth factor. So what is inside the epidermal growth factor? It helps to, it says in the name is epidermy is our skin surface, is maintaining skin integrity and intestinal development. So even intestinal have some sort of skin development, help skin wound heal. That's why a lot of people say that, you know, after you drink, you the balance of your lifeline you put on your skin, right? You can see the difference. So the next one is transforming growth factor. So transforming growth factor can introduce a mature cell to transform into a mature and functional cell. Bones healing, okay, so that fracture and anticulus cataracts wear. So stimulate the growth and develop of intestinal epidermal cell. So all this growth factor, later I will go into even more detail on the growth factor. It can really help you to improve and healing process. And next, let's look into the immune factor. In the immune factor, it breaks down into another 5 areas, which is immunoglobulin, so which we always heard about, the IG things. So then it's lactoferrins and lysosome and cytokine and transfer factor. So what is immune factor? Immunoglobulin, that is where we also call it antibody in a layman term. So that's why you always heard about IG, IgG, IgM, IgF. So it's actually short form of immunoglobulin, but it's also into a layman term is antibody. Antibody is a kind of proteins mainly produced by plasma cell in our blood. They are used by our body's immune system to recognize and neutralize pathogens such as bacteria and viruses. Many of these antibodies can work synergistically, not only to fight against the human inventor, but also to strengthen our immune system and prevent further attack. So this is the function of the antibody. The next one is lactoferrins, is a prebiotic. We always heard about probiotic. This is a prebiotic before the probiotic, right? It helps to stimulate and the growth of beneficial bacteria. Means they are trying to help you to even grow more good bacteria in our body, especially in our intestine. But without stimulating the harmful bacteria, which potentially, harmful to our body. Very smart, right? So it helps to promote good bacteria, but not promoting the bad bacteria. So this is all the good things in the our lifeline. So this the lactoferrin is also a natural, basically found in a mammalian milk. It binds iron and it can transfer to our receptor between cell and serum, so it can transfer into cell. So this is both helping both bacteria and it helps to antiviral. So this is the evidence that it can bind to at least some of the receptor using coronaviruses and therefore block their entry. So this is a very smart prebiotic. So it can help to even block the bacteria before it enters into your body. So it appears to also protect the body from pathogenic microorganisms, very small bacteria, such as those cause bacteria, viral, and fungus infections. So this is something that it can help to promote antioxidants and also anti-inflammatory benefits. So I think it's very technical, but we just have to understand that lactoferrin is to help to prevent bacteria, but promote good bacteria, but not bad bacteria. A mouthful of words, okay? Next one is lysism. Okay, so a kind of human antibacterial enzyme. It can destroy the cell wall of bacteria. So it's very simple. And the next one is cytokine. It has immunodulatory activities, which is a kind of antiviral effect. So it helps to block, control the communication between the immune system cell, while at the same time boosting the T lymphatic activities. So the T lymphatic activity is the one that can help to open up and transfer all the good cell into other cell. So this one, it can help to promote that activities. So transfer factor, the next one is transfer factor is a micro molecules that transmit immune message between cells. So they are doing almost the same thing, but has different function. Initiating immune message and play the role of transmission and confirmation between immune cells. Hello, I'm coming to help you to block the virus. You know, that kind of things, if I want to use layman term, all right? So, and it has the ability to restore the immune memory so that unbalanced immune system can regain the ability to defend and protect the enemy. So, that's why it can help to fight whatever bad bacteria activities in our intestinal. All right, let's move on to the next one. If you have questions, keep your question until the end. All right. So now we go into more detail on immunoglobulin, which is what I say in the growth factor. The immune factor. So now we break down into immunoglobulins that is like the antibody. So we have IgG, IgA, IgD, and IgM, also IgE. So what is IgG? I think this is something that we know the most, like our Immunophore have 40% of IgG. IgG actually marks microorganism and direct other immune cell to recognize and process them. So this is like the director. Okay, you go here, you do this, you know, that kind of things. So immunoglobulin A, it can accumulate, it's actually accumulate in our body fluid, such as our tears, saliva. It can form, it start to forming a protective nets to prevent pathogens coming from entering into our body. That's why IgG, the high IgG content of Immunophore, we have to suck it, you know, in our tongue so that it can go into our saliva. It start to protect our body immunity. So the IgA is actually bind. The next one is IgA is actually bind B lymphocytes and help them initiate an immune response. So everything, like you see, they are all doing immune response. So IgM are expert at killing bacteria. So that's why, so this IgM job is to make sure that even though there is bacteria enter into your body, but it is expert in killing the bacteria. So it form further warrior in your body. The last one is IgE. It protects against parasite, and it's also the cause, it protects against parasite and the cause of allergic. So that's why you see all the 5 Ig together, it's actually called immunoglobulin. It's all in one antibody. So that is how powerful it is in the colostrum. So next one, we want to take a look at what's the difference between bovine colostrum and breast milk. Okay, so you see bovine colostrum contain 38% of IgG, which is much higher than compared to human colostrum that is only about 2% of IgG. So as regarded most important immunoglobulin species in our milk. So we all know that now IgG is very crucial, but you can compare these two. Let's go further to look into the next slide, that the breakdown of the nutrients content. See, bovine colostrum content, water content is 78%, but breast milk have higher water, is 87%. And it's the carbohydrate in bovine colostrum has only 3.1%, but human breast, the breast meat has 5.5%. So we all know that we do not need very high carbohydrate. So, and lipid, it has 3.6 and 2.9% in breast milk. And in terms of protein, it is 14.3%, and in breast milk is 4.1%. Just now we talk about IgG is 77 grams per milliliter, and for breast milk is 0.21%. So which is why we say 38% higher than the breast milk. And IgM have 4.9 milligram per liter, and breast milk has 0.92, and IgA has 4.4 in bovine, and breast milk has 13.6. So all in all, the bovine colostrum can provide the full nutrients that our body needs, and for all the healing process, all the protections, all the immune system that our body needed. So up till now, I would like to show you a simple video that you can understand how it functions in our body. Let's take a look at the video.
Antibodies. These small proteins are manufactured to bind to the surface of the intruder. Each antibody has a different job, and the helper T cells tell the plasma cells which type is needed for this invasion. Billions of them flood the blood and saturate the body and render the invaders helpless by killing them. Once the battle is won, T suppressor cells calm down the immune system. Normal service is resumed.
All right. Normal service is restored. So that's why you can see that, the communication between the cell can actually help us to improve the immune system, right? So we all now know that we are living in an era that we need to balance our immune system, not to better off our immune system only, but we need to balance every way you need all this antibody. But that also improve our gut healing. So it's very important. If you have a healthy gut, you will have a healthy body, thereby you can reduce inflammatory. So all these combined together, you will stay away from all the, weather changes will affect your body. So that's why this is so important.